inhale again. And bring your palms to prayer. Nice framing for the spine and shoulders as you bring your hands this way. In a straight line between elbows. You can soften the fingers if needed, but you want really to have that pressure between the base of your both palms. And let's go ahead and do the head movement. Inhaling, you lift your chin slowly. Exhaling, you explore the lowering part. Excuse me, going up, inhale, going down. So in this class, in the balance class, we are looking for what helps us to find our sense of balance, to perceive our own balance. So here with the palms together, and I mentioned earlier that it's a good frame for our alignment for our spine and shoulders, because the hands are exactly in the middle. There is gentle pressure. Continue with your head moving up and down. There's a little pressure between your palms, and that helps us to lower the shoulders, exactly centering our, finding our alignment, right? Centering our posture. Now come to center, tap your hands, your, well, actually index fingers more than others, against the chest. We have that little sound going on, and that is the fingers kind of tapping against each other and against the bone. Okay, that was a little relaxation. For the next variation, we are going to, attention, keep the shoulders down. So you might need to spread the legs a little bit because we are sending fingers down. Shoulders. Let's do shoulders a couple of times. Lift them fully, shoulders fully up, no neck, and then fully down. Up, and again fully down. And this is where we are aiming. Remember, you can soften the fingers. You can slightly flex them there, interlace gently, halfway, to allow the heels of the palms press. Ready? And now from here, we're gonna go and turn the head. Side inhale, other side exhale, knowing that we are looking for straight line between your elbows and wrists. So you create one straight line, left elbow, left wrist, right elbow. It is one long line between your elbows. So you are breathing, you're exploring your neck. Inhale your long neck to one side. Exhale your long neck to another side. And again. And again. And one more each side. And another. Center your head. And now let's try to tap similar way against the center of your belly, against the center of your stomach. We are tapping on top of that belly button, top of the navel. And then let's go and massage our gut. Well, depending where exactly you're tapping, if it's like right below the ribs, that's another part. We are tapping on the small intestines, on the liver on the right side, on the spleen on the left side, and then come back to center, interlace your fingers fully, and let's pretend we are grinding something between the heels of your palms. Something softer, what could that be? That, you know, you place it there and you just grind, make it powder. Make it powder. So there is a pressure there. Now that the fingers are interlaced, it should be more doable for some of you. Now let's stop there. Look at your hands. Find out which fingers are on top. and switch. Bring all other fingers on top, all other fingers. Come to the pose and now grind this way. It's less comfortable because whichever fingers you have now on top is the less common side. Naturally, we never do that unless we're asked to. So usually we have that one side that we always cross on top when we cross the fingers. Okay, stay here. This is your less comfortable side, guys. And now adjust your pose all the way back on the chair. Glue the feet to the floor. And let's start looking for the shoulder opening. Any movement we do, we accompany it with a high quality breathing. Let us inhale on top. Exhale as we come back to the chest. Full breaths. By full, guys, they don't need to be very deep, but they need to be complete. So whatever amount of air you inhaled, that's exactly the same amount of air you exhale. Your attention here goes to a couple of things, and I see some of you. Look at this, guys. We don't extend the arms. No. We keep the elbows bent to come ideally right above the crown. This is our goal. And the second thing, but not less important, your head is not squeezing through. Tuck your chin, lock it, keep it there and go. Inhale up, exhale down. Now stop for a second, guys, and uncross your thumbs. Uncross the thumbs. We're going to add a little more to this. And exhale, boom, tap those parallel thumbs against the center of your sternum. Let's go. We are speeding this up in your range of motion, guys. You may not get all the way to the crown. You may finish it lower, no problem. As long as your chin is locked and you are not engaging your neck. Each time we tap, boom, on the middle of our sternum, we are talking to our thymus gland. And by now, this movement should already feel more comfortable. Last one. Beautiful. Keep those hands there. You still have those thumbs parallel. Let's go ahead and massage the sternum bone, guys. You are making small circle and gliding your thumbs, parallel thumbs, on the sternum. Not in front of it, but actually massaging. So you touch your chest. You touch your chest. You don't touch your, below the sternum bone, but it's your chest. Okay, very good, guys. Let's keep here. Now crossing them naturally, fully, all 5 fingers, and scoot yourself to the front portion of the chair. Spread the legs to widest comfortable for you, maybe chair width or bigger. Lean forward, kind of find that widest placement of your seat bones. So when you come back up, upright, you feel very stable base there. Ready? Let us chop the wood. In the chop the wood movement, again, more important thing is the breathing. The breathing will be ha. So the exhalation will come out through your open mouth with the very profound deep sound. Ha. It's the moment when you squeeze your abs and your pelvic floor and kegel. So that will be boom, squeezing to send that sound out through your lips, through your throat. Ready? Let's go. Inhale comfortably up for you. Stretching the back possibly. Keep your spine extended. Ha! And there you have that wood log between the legs, imaginary obviously, and that's where you stop. You don't go all the way down. You intentionally stop a little bit above your legs. Ready? Let's do a few times. Ha! Ha! And I hope you're making that sound there. Ha! Ha! A sound of an effort. You squeeze the abs as you make that sound. Inhale. Ha! Good. Again. Ha! You hear my sound, kind of try to make something similar happen on your end. Ha! Ha! It's very important, take a little break, that on your exhalation, the sound doesn't come just ha, because you want it to sound, right, on your exhalation. It's because you're squeezing everything on the bottom. That little instant of exhalation, you squeeze your groin, perineum, pelvic floor, abs. It's like instantaneous, boom, contraction. So the effort, and that goes to all of us who every now and then or regularly deal with the leakage. The leakage happens because the muscles of the pelvic floor are weak. So in this chopping the wood exercise, we are not training the vocal cords really. We are training the pelvic floor that creates that support for the inner organs, the pelvic organs. So there is no leakage anymore. So squeeze that muscle as you exhale. Train it so your effort as you chop your wood doesn't go to the floor. It goes up and helps you to create that sound. I hope you, I explained myself. It's really important moment here. Let's do a few more times. Bring your feet well on the floor, guys. Heels, ball the feet and toes. Ready? Few more. Ha! Ha! Squeeze on the bottom. Ha! 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 Last time. Huh. Good. So that very effort we make not only works, like each time I do it, I observe more and I discover that in reality it's not my throat, not only my throat, and not even only the pelvic floor. I feel the effort going all the way up and it starts moving the phlegm that we may have accumulated during the night sleep. Huh, huh. It's one of the ways to clear the whole path towards your throat. So it's a powerful exercise that is very recommended, especially to those who deal with the coughing situation there, okay? So let's keep our legs the width of the legs of the chair. So it's a moderate wide width, moderately. We are still seated on the front of the chair. Let's go and start warming the hips. I will ask you to keep your knees, put your hands on the kneecaps, it will help. Keep your knees exactly above your ankles, not inner, not closer, not further. Two parallel lines, two parallel shin bones. And you go forward, aiming to keep your back straight and to bring your trunk at some point eventually exactly between those thighs. So that helps us to stretch and creates a traction effect in our lower back, in our sacrum. Exhale, inhale. So we are kind of going repetitively, few times, finding that sensation of my hips are ready and comfortable for me to go exactly in, and my sacrum is happy because it's flat and spreading and expanding. The contraction is being released. Let us come up to center. We're going to go same movement in different modality, different variation. You will bring your hands like this to the very crease of the legs. Bringing your thumbs, you will feel that on top of your hip flexor. So if you move your legs a couple of times this way, you will feel the hip flexor muscle exactly there in the middle. So that's where you bring your thumbs. You don't have to press there like, super strong, but that's the place where the thumbs have to be. And the forefingers go aside, and you kind of hug that top of your hip and gently overall with your palm pressing the legs down. Very gently. You don't have to force your arms. Ready? Shoulders down, guys. You are very upright. This is your initial pose. You see your feet exactly below the knees? Then you are safe to go. Inhale and exhale. You lean forward, and with your body weight, the hands press on the top of your hips more. Let's go up and down again. And now your hips open wider this way. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Let us keep the neck neutral. We are not flexing it. As we come forward, guys, you are looking at the floor. You're not looking in front at me. So keep the neck as natural part of your spine. The neck doesn't flex. Inhale. Feel your back straight. Feel how the long spine is going forward. Feel how your crown reaches to mine, basically, to the screen. Inhale and exhale, and then come back to center. Now let us move on to the legs now. So we were doing this flat spine, flat back, forward and up movement. And that means we were focusing on the central line of our body, and that is our spinal cord. The father of our balance, or the mother, the way we want to call it. It's what begins, without the well-aligned spine, it's hard to talk about balance in our body. So we were now with these movements elongating the spine to help it be more balanced. Okay, legs are wide, spreading them, kind of find that super wide and stable base for your hips, and that helps you to extend your spine. I like to compare this to the Eiffel Tower, which is wide on the bottom and very elegantly thin and tall towards the top of it, and it makes it look so thin and fragile, but in reality it's very stable. It's very stable. Okay, what are we gonna do next? Bring your hands to this position above your knees. The legs will begin working. We're gonna send the legs in the angular, or let me do it this way. We're gonna send the feet towards the center, keeping the knees out. So you bring your foot, look at it. Knee continues pointing out. Foot goes and hits that central line. So go a few times this way. Inhale, go to the base. Exhale, hover. Inhale, base. Exhale, hover. You send the foot to the center. You send the knee to the outside. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Okay, now why do we have the hands this way? Because they're gonna work as well now. We're gonna send the hand towards the central line as if we were trying to touch the foot. But we do not touch the foot necessarily. We keep our spine straight. We want to get here to the spinal twist. Exhale. So on the exhale, there is a mild spinal twist going on. We are not bending forward. We keep upright. We keep gazing exactly in front of ourselves. And at the same time as your spine flexes, the hip is twisting too. The hip is opening here. Now pause for a little, bring your feet down. You can go and tap gently or rub your legs maybe if it feels good to you. Feel where you got that sensation of work the most. Wherever it is. Some people feel it more on the sacrum, others more on the groin, others more elsewhere in the back, etc. For the next portion of this same movement, I want you to focus on the sides of your abs, like here, like below the ribs. Not exactly on your waist, not exactly on the belly button, somewhere here. Just focus your attention there, especially on the exhalations. Make sure that there is some muscular work happening on these both sides of your abs. Inhale, exhale on that little instantaneous twist. There should be the abdominal, crunch, I would say. We could call it crunch very easily. But it's the safest crunch ever because you are not flexing your spine, you are strengthening it. Let's come back to center and go a few times in spinal flexes. Keep gazing forward, guys. Your chin is neutral. Now we are flexing the spine back and forward with your breathing. Inhale, tummy forward. Exhale, belly in. I will never get tired of emphasizing this. The spinal flexes here happen only thanks to the abdominal participation, to your belly squeezing in and out. One more. And center yourself. Okay. Now we're going to bring the legs, not with the foot, but with the knee. Well, the entire shin part will come in. Get your hands ready again. We also begin from the widest. In this second variation, we're going to make our hip work differently, and I kind of feel more but differently. Ready? Let's begin from the wider stance. Inhale as you are upright. Exhale, go. Now here is easier to maybe touch your knee. It's not the goal of this exercise. The little twist is, and the work of the hip, and now feel those abs again. Now that we bring the whole leg in, we kind of need to squeeze those abs, but we already know what it is about. We practiced it in the previous variation. And we do not flex our spine. We don't do this. Okay, preserve yourself very well framed. Inhale, exhale, inhale and exhale. And so we are bringing the entire shin, foot, shin bone, calf, obviously it's all straight there, up to your knee, to this central line, the line where we have our balance. And notice what is working the most. And that's almost like a clue. In order for us, can you stay here with whichever leg in the middle? Feel what is working. We need these muscles to be balanced. To reach the central line with your leg, how much my hips are killing me right now. I feel those muscles work very strong. And then bring it down. So that is telling you what muscles you need. Well, partially, there are more, but these muscles let's do another side. These muscles are absolutely necessary for us to feel balanced, really physically balanced. So let's use the body, a little signs, the body language, to understand Why are we not feeling balanced anymore? We have these muscles weak. So now that we go, let's go again for the next portion of this exercise, a good exercise. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, squeeze your belly. Inhale, squeeze it again. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Come to center. Go through your thighs and talk to them and tell them it's okay to relax. We're going to modify this exercise. In my understanding, it's going to be even more expressive variation. It's going to be slightly different, but we will kind of read it more. Well, let's just try. You will bring your hands about 1 foot distance between your hands. About. And I would say about 1 foot above your knees. Not very close, but slightly above, like about here. And we're going to try to keep our hands in the same position. Not wider, not narrow, not lower, not higher. Boom. And now we're going to send the knee towards the hand. We might not be able to touch it, but you are not moving the hand to touch the knee. You are moving the leg to possibly approach our hand. So keep, like, freeze your hands there and go. You know what? You can glue your elbows to the ribs, and that will kind of tell you not to move your arms. And there you will need to focus on your legs, but more importantly on your hips, my dear people. You need to squeeze those, that Kegel and abs. Inhale, release your abs, squeeze your abs. Release, squeeze. Release, squeeze. The whole bottom of your body, squeeze from the perineum to the belly button. Inhale, exhale. My goodness, don't you feel this? It's a hard work, guys. This modification, when we don't move the arms, we are kind of absolutely forced to use the abdominals here. Otherwise, leg doesn't even come up. So squeeze your abs as soon as you separate your foot from the floor. And then when you bring it down, it's your instant of relaxation. Let's go again. We are not really suffering from not touching the hands. It's not the real goal. The real goal is to activate the pelvic area to the top maximum capacity, to ensure ourselves our true balance being strong. Let's go to center, I was going to say. This part, inside, pelvic, like singing bowl, right? The pelvic bowl here, that needs to be powerful, and that's what we were working on until this moment. Tap the legs. This is where I felt the most work. Where did you feel it? Was it in your hips, outside, inside? I definitely feel it here. There was also sensation on my abs. Maybe some of you felt it more on your sacrum. Where was it? Ask yourself. You certainly feel the effort going. I also feel like on top of my thighs. I will tap a little more on the top of my thighs. That is our conversation, non-verbal conversation with the body. It's okay. Thank you. Thank you for doing this. It's time to rest. You don't have to resist. Thank you for doing the movement. So that's kind of, you don't have to pronounce it, but you can, why not? But that's the way we communicate with the body. We learn to listen to it. Bring the legs together. Straighten yourself upright. Adjust your seat bones and buttocks on the chair. Only buttocks, okay? Not anything else. Hold the chair on the sides and commence swaying between the sides. In, out, in, out. Well, not in, out. One side, other side. And make sure that this movement does not move your trunk. We are talking about central line today. It's our balance class. Let's keep that. What helps us to do that? Abs. You know what you can do if you want to? You can bring your finger to the belly button, just one finger. And that will remind you that upper body is steady thanks to you. Thanks to you, my dear navel. Because you're there, active. It may be soft because we have fat, right? On top of the muscles. But inside, we all have muscles. So just make sure that you are aware of this spot. And that is active. It almost looks like the legs have mind on their own, while the top of your body is absolutely like a monument, not moving. And then come back to center. Interesting observation, when the legs go this way, the hips muscles work just as well. So you can take the legs to complete like connection and do this. And when you do it like a minute or two, you are going to feel the muscles on the inner thighs, on the groin that, worked a lot. Let's run a little bit. We are running on the toes and ball of the feet. Very good. And now let's do a little different thing. I would like you to focus your attention on the buttocks, like top part of the buttocks, like upper part of your buttock muscles, okay? Maybe somewhat of your sacrum too. And let's go back to running. I would like you to relax the legs as you run. It's kind of sounds awkward, but this is a mild micro movement. Do you feel any, at least a little, vibration on the top of your buttocks? Hopefully yes, but if you don't, we're gonna kind of bring it again. Bring it now, or work on it. Okay, we're gonna scoot all the way back on the chair. Find yourself fully back, like completely on the back of the chair. Extend your legs. Let us point your toes to the front, and commence shaking the legs like two straight lines. And focus now on your buttocks. I bet now you will feel the shaking sensation of your buttocks. Do this for a little longer. We need to have the legs as straight as possible for this one. But the interesting thing is we are shaking the legs, and the effect goes all the way up, even to, I feel it even in my waistline. My belly is gently shaking as well. So the pelvis and the hips are certainly active right now. But they are active thanks to our legs. The legs are creating the vibration in our hips. Pause a little bit, bring your feet down, come to your knees, rub your knees, thank your knees. We are not done just yet with that movement. So communicate with your knees because there's still more of that work. So thank your knees and get them ready for the next portion. So again, do you feel the back of the chair with your back? You should. Straight spine, so you're sitting all the way back, that your back should be touching the back of the chair. This is our guarantee. This is our protection. Protection is not that we are in danger, but we don't need to kind of focus on not to focus. We feel the back of the chair there. We are safe. Extend the legs again. Point your toes again. Commence the same movement, like a little scissor movement. Please notice how little it is. It's not quite micro, but it's really, really little. Now, focus your mental attention. So you don't need to touch your body even. Focus your attention to the lower abs, to the lower belly. And wherever we send our attention, that is where more energy going. You suddenly start feeling that your lower abs are also vibrating because of the legs movement. So this is a great massage for our entire Let's relax. Entire bottom, I would say. If it was comfortable for you to do the movement, you affect it in a positive manner, vibrationally, this whole part. And this is the mildest stimulation to this area. It's a mildest version of the walking. So this movement causes a mildest effect to our bottom than this. So this needs more of a muscular effort here, right? You feel that difference when you walk with your buttocks on the chair, lift and bring it down, lift and bring it down. So when you shake your legs, you get a milder version of the similar effect. So choose any way you help your hips and pelvis is good. Choose the variation. Now let's add some work to the legs. Bring them forward again, point your toes. And we're going to go to the horizontal scissors. Gently spread, don't go too wide, and then cross. The focus here goes to the crossing moment. Exhale on that effort. Do you feel your abs work? I bring my fingertips right above the pubic bone to remind myself that that part I'm touching right now needs to be working. You would say, but the legs need to work. Well, yeah, the legs are moving too, but not without the help of our abs. So I purposefully press my fingers right above my pubic bone to the very lowest part of my belly to check on that. Are you working there, belly? Let us do that. Let us work. Let's relax. So when we engage this muscular part, inner and outer, to any movement of the legs or the trunk, we are just making the movement more enjoyable, easier for the legs to stay longer comfortably doing these scissors. We need to use the abs. So basically we are learning with every movement to tie, not to tie, the body does it naturally, but to realize how interesting the body works. We are doing the legs, but the effect goes so much further away as well. So just keep it in mind. It's amazing. One body part helps the other body part, and that is beautiful. Let us go ahead and scoot to the middle of our chair, not too forward, not too back. We have the feet about shoulder distance apart, upright sitting. Let's go for the rotation. Inhale, back portion, exhale, front portion. Glue those feet, the soles of your feet to the floor, especially on the back part of your circle. Your spine is straight. You are upright. The body, the trunk doesn't flex when you go back. This doesn't happen. Super tall. Can you sit super tall? Like you are royalty tall? And I'll go backwards, other way around. Inhale and exhale. We do not really care about the size of this rotation. Can be bigger, can be smaller, but the way we do that, how we align the spine, what we keep straight, where are the feet, all those little details make a big difference in our central line, in our balance, in our alignment. Let us come to center and play with the challenges here. We're going to hover one of your feet. You can send it forward, you can send it under the chair or slightly off the floor, doesn't matter. In, out, doesn't matter. Your right foot, let's say my right foot is now on the floor, my left foot is floating somewhere. It doesn't touch the floor. And now keeping that right foot only on the floor, we recreate the rotation. There is only one side connected to the ground. Are you still keeping your spine straight? Go other way around. Are you still having that perfect circular shape of your movement? Are you still breathing there? Exhaling and inhaling, super important. Okay, center yourself. Let us switch our feet. Bring this one down. Hover another one. Now my left foot is glued to the floor and the right one I hover. Before you start rotating, upright sitting, beautiful alignment, and then we go. Whichever direction of your rotation, doesn't matter, we do both. Inhaling and exhaling. This is a 360 degree of core work. Your core muscles work 360 degrees because the core itself is 300, like it's the whole belt here. It's not just the abdominals. And then reverse your movement. Continue with the right foot off the floor. Let us feel how the abs are working hard, especially on the back part of the circle. Last circle there. And center yourself. Bring your feet down and tap with soft fists on the top of our thighs. Very soft fist, more bouncing effect rather than, beating yourself. We don't beat ourselves up, of course. Every touch, just a reminder, guys, any touch or every touch to our body, palm, finger, fist, squeezing or rubbing, every touch we do to our body is a loving touch. It's a loving, healing communication with your body. So even if you do it with your fists, it's a playful, loving, caring, variation, not boom, boom, boom. Let us take this exercise to yet the next level. Cross your ankles. And I will leave this up to you. Well, actually, let's try to do both. So just cross your ankles, whichever foot in front. We're going to go for both. Bring your hands to your hips or your waist. I like it my waist, actually. Hips or waist, doesn't matter. Straighten yourself up. Keep your feet for now touching the floor. Commence your rotation. I notice immediately that my circle kind of goes smaller as soon as I cross my ankles. I need to pay more attention to return to the same size of my rotation. It's just an observation. Because we made our base very narrow. Go other way around. Very, very good. About maybe 4 circles. Come to center. Do not change your ankle crossing. Keep the same crossing. Hover your feet off the floor. You cross them, but they do not touch the floor. You can send them underneath excuse me, underneath your kind of chair. That's the easiest. And now rotate. Now notice there's no floor under the feet. All the responsibility for our balance goes here. Well, physically speaking, our attention is the most important there. Other way around. Wherever you send your attention, that's where the energy goes. Send your attention to your core. Send your attention to the muscles of your abs that you are now gently pressing with your hands. Center yourself, lower your feet to the floor, and switch the crossing. Now you have another ankle on top, and that might change the picture because we all have one side more leading than another. So let's have the feet on the floor, rotate. Now this is entirely core work. We are not caring to make the movement big. We are caring about preserving this sensation of centerness. We actually look for smaller circle to feel the inner muscles more. Go other way around. And make sure you're breathing. This is just as effective abdominal core exercise as the gym crunches are. But way safer. Safer because the movement is completely under your control in a smaller range of motion and the spine is way more secured here. Come to center, guys, and now hover those feet off the floor. I send mine under the chair, just easier for me to hold. You can send them forward if that feels easier to you. But now we are rotating without feet. Again, we have the entire responsibility of our balance placed on our core, hips. I mean, the hips are part of the core actually. So the abs, the hips, all that part. And the pelvis. The very inner center is the pelvis, is the kegel. Do you feel that kegel? Squeeze that kegel in the most difficult moment of your rotation. The only way, let's come back, the only way to stop feeling the vertigo, guys, is to strengthen this. Very often I hear like, oh, those rocking motions or those rotations making me feel so dizzy. Yes, they will if you don't split the responsibility with your abs. If you are in your head when you do the rotation, the entire, forgot the word, the entire work goes here. So yes, we may feel dizzy as we do it. But as soon as you bring your attention here, you anchor yourself through your core, through your kegel, you don't feel the lightheadedness anymore, guys. There's no way, because that's how it works. Let's just keep this in mind. That can be a diagnostic kind of thing. Well, it sounds very medical, but obviously it's not about medical thing here. But if you do the rotation or you do the rocking, sometimes we do it longer time than others because we work on different body parts as we do that. And you start feeling dizzy. Well, first and foremost, you don't force yourself. You pause, you take a breath, feel grounded, and then come back to the movement. But just know that this sensation of, ooh, I lost my balance and I'm afraid that I will fall, is because you are not really using that core. You are not really connecting to your kegel. That's why almost every exercise, I think the word, if somebody counted, if there was a counter of the words, I think the word that I repeat the most in the class would be breathing and the kegel, because those two are the key ingredients of any safe movement and of our awareness too. So we could call our class breathing and kegel. That would be very, very true. Okay, so we are seated again against the back of our chair. Let us ground and balance now through the little breathing meditation, right? That would be a nice way to finalize our session. Okay, we are going to do the following thing. So don't take your glasses just yet off, but we will need to take them off for the exercise. I want to show you what we will do. We're going to take whichever index finger, we'll bring it exactly underneath the tip of the nose. Not on the tip of the nose. Look at me, guys. Not on, underneath, exactly on that little bridge or whatever the name for that is. Underneath. We're not pushing the knee, we barely touch it. And we're going to send the eyes to possibly focus on that spot you're touching. And the first reaction might be tension in your eyes. Close your eyes, rest, open them again, and again send them here. So we are aiming to see what we cannot see, right? The spot that we are touching on the nose is on the bottom part of it. And we are sending our gaze down to that spot. This exercise is called mind lock. Literally, we put our mind on lock. And you will, at the beginning, it's not an easy exercise, believe me. The eyes will kind of twitch, and then one will see more than another. And we're going to need a little bit of, focus here to get to that state of quiet. And the eyes are only 1/10 open. They're not fully open. but they're not closed fully either. And the moment when you actually got to that perfect state of peace is when you don't see those edges of your nose anymore. But that is like a way further down might happen. As of now, we should be able to see the sides of our nose. And our task is to see them symmetrical. Just symmetrical, left wing of the nose and right wing of the nose. And you're breathing softly. Mind lock. The best way to stay away, at least for an instant, stay away or set yourself apart from your thoughts. As soon as you start thinking, as soon as your thoughts come back again, you lost that central point. You lost that mind lock. Make sure you're breathing, guys. I introduced this exercise to you, and now I would like us to get back to this exercise as often as I hopefully remember, because it's the best and the most functional, that's for sure, way to calm the mind, but not by knocking it down, by centering it. We are centering the mind and become masters of our mind. We are mastering our mind this way. We don't let the mind control us. We don't let the thoughts control our emotions, our physical feelings, and even our balance, physical balance. We become masters of our mind as we do this exercise. Easily, because while you're focusing on that spot you're touching, your mind is on the leash. Your thoughts are not in the main. Make sure you breathe, guys. Just breathe. Be aware of inhales and exhales. Keep gazing there. The best exercise ever. It helps us improve our memory. It helps us improve our clarity of our thoughts, of our mind. It helps us to eventually sleep better too. It doesn't happen overnight, but this is the most effective thing ever. Let us inhale profound. Now close your eyes fully. Hold your breath. Sustain your breath. And through your mouth, let go. Let's inhale through the nose again. Hold your breath. And now as you exhale through the mouth, open your eyes. And bring yourself back.